Do you want to be a back walker? Don't confuse that with being a back talker or a walk backer. Someone who smarts off to you or someone who says something and then has to walk it back. The question was, do you want to be a back walker? We will look at that closer after we read today's verse. 1 Peter 4, verse 8. Above all, love each other deeply, because love covers a multitude of sins. This verse has two parts to it. Number one, love each other deeply. And number two, love covers a multitude of sins. It's easy to get that first part about love each other deeply. It means to love each other a lot, and just love and make that love serious. If you want to know what love really is, read 1 Corinthians 13, verses 4 through 8. The next phrase, love covers a multitude of sins, is more challenging. I used to think that this was a new way to get forgiveness of sins. Obviously, that's not what it means. It does mean that if you love people and you want the best for them, you will overlook their little flaws and imperfections. You will overlook their weaknesses as much as possible. That is what 1 Corinthians 13 and verse 5 teaches. It says, love keeps no record of wrongs. The meaning of this is best illustrated in the story of Noah and his sons. After Noah and his sons got off the boat in time, Noah got drunk and went into his tent and laid down naked. In Genesis 9:22 through 23, the Bible tells us, Ham, the father of Canaan, saw his father naked and told his two brothers outside. But Shem and Japheth took a garment, laid it across their shoulders, and then they walked backwards and covered their father's nakedness. Their faces were turned the other way so that they would not see their father naked. Look again at this verse. Ham saw his father in a terrible and sinful condition. Instead of taking a blanket and covering him up, he gossiped to his brothers. You might say, well, that's not gossip because it was his brothers. That's wrong. They didn't need to know. It would have been better if Ham had just lovingly handled the situation. When his brothers came, they had compassion on their father. They walked backwards with a blanket, not looking at their father's nakedness. The story and this verse reminds us to be backwalkers. That is, be the kind of person that when we see someone in their weakness, we do our best to help them instead of just gossip and criticize. In other words, love covers a multitude of sins. Be a backwalker.